made this. I am Emily Kate and I'm coming to you from Berlin in Germany. Welcome back to another sewing video. This time we're doing vintage. I got myself this. When I was in the UK, and it's for a set of blouses from the 1940s. I have been on a bit of a whirlwind love affair with knitting and 1940s and 1930s and 50s, but now it's creeping into my sewing, so let's give it a whirl. I have no idea if this will work, but I've got a shirt of my dad's. It used to be my shirt, and then I used to do archaeology and go on excavations, and I just wore this as like a cover-up. Then my dad had it after I stopped, and now I have it back because it's damaged around the neck, and I was hoping there'd be enough fabric to make one of these blouses. If not, we shall raid my fabric stash. Let's have a look. Now I was thinking, and I'm really not sure if I prefer, or if I would prefer to do version A or version D. If it works out, then I'll do both. But for now, this one or this one. But let's have a look and see if it even fits this shirt on it. Okay, so we have the, I should probably check what size I would actually need. Oh, hello. Okay, we have finished measurements including design and wearing ease. Okay, that looks like immediately size, what even number are you? There is no number. The smallest one, 8. That's strange, it doesn't have it on here, but it has it on here. Oh no, here we go. 6? Holy moly. Well, if I was going by the body measurement, then size 6 is a bust of 30.5 and a waist of 23, which is most definitely not me. But the finished measurement would be 35.5 inches. So that's much more like me. I don't want it too baggy. I suppose we will give it a whirl and see what happens. It's looking promising. I think there should be enough fabric. Okay, let's do it. This could take some time. Okay, we have all the pattern pieces cut out, all here. That took forever. Now to fold up all of these two. They're like road maps. You can never get them back to the way they were. So I thought I might use the button placket that's already here and on this one, and just use that. The only problem I've come up with, other than my complete fear that it will come out too small, is I don't have enough fabric for the collar. I could get 2 out of the 4 from here, and technically should be able to get the other 2 just about from here. It's just they're not going to follow the grain line guidance. But I I suppose it is a test run. The problem is I'm like emotionally attached to this fabric because I've had it since I was 16 and I really want it to fit. So I'm a little bit nervous, but I suppose there's only one way to find out. So I'm having another slight panic that these tucks will take out some of the fabric and then it might get even, well, it will get smaller. And I know the bust is supposed to be 35.5 inches, but it doesn't say what the finished waist will be, and that's making me nervous, especially if it takes out this much. So if I measure across and I take out 1.5 centimeters for the seam allowance and I take out 2 centimeters here, it looks like it's going to be too small, so I'm thinking I might just cut a little extra. I don't know. I managed to not put these two pieces together and cut them out, and then I just sewed this one without buttons, but actually it's very vital that the one with buttons faces the correct way, and I did not think about that. So I've actually just sewn this one with all the pleats and the darts and all on the wrong side, so I have to redo that. Deep breaths, deep breaths. So I'm pretty nervous. I have done everything. The tucks, which I've never done before. I haven't ironed it yet. And I sewed the gathers and attached the two pieces together. Well, three technically. But that neckline looks very, very, very small. Like, my neck will never fit in this. So, I don't know, I'm gonna try it on, but I'm scared. Okay, so we've got the back. The collar's doing very, very strange things. I've added the facing and it just looks a mess. I've trimmed it and I have cut into it, but there's a lot of stitching because I've got the collar and the stay stitching and the facing all in one. So it's a lot of stitching lines. Come on, focus. So I couldn't really cut down too far, otherwise I'd cut into all of them. So it's pretty bulky. I'm hoping with a wash and maybe some more trimming it will look better. And I just have to turn these in and hem them, but I thought white thread might be just a bit too much, so I'm hunting. This is the only one I've come up with that might not be quite as insane. And I also have to do that for the hem. I have just started on the little bow. So let's see how this turns out. Be very cute bow. Turning this inside out is proving problematic. It's a different technique where you sew it right sides together and leave a gap in the middle and then turn each end right side out. But it's a lot more difficult than it seems. Not to plan, not to plan. Ugh. Oh, my fringe looks hilarious. I have been defeated by this top blouse. I thought it was gonna take like 2 hours and I don't know why, but I am taking a break. I think the fact that I kept the button placket and the buttons threw off the measurements, so the neck facing doesn't fit because it's too short, so I have to add bits, and I think that will fix it. The instructions are really confusing. I think next time I'm going to write down everything I need to do, and then it will make sense to me if I read my instructions, because it says like version A, version C, version B, version D, and it's all over the place, and they don't do things in the way that I would do them, like in the order. So yeah, next time I'm gonna do that. And yeah, let's see let's see what happens. Hello, it's finished. It is finished. Not sure how I'm gonna get my whole body into this shot. I may have to do a cutaway scene, but I have finished the shirt. It is a little bit high in the neck. That it does look like that in the pattern, but not sure I'm a huge fan. And it was supposed to have a little bow, but you may recall from the footage that the bow did not make it. I could not get it to turn inside out the way that it had in the pattern. So I have got a little bit of fabric left. I'll show you. I have this much fabric that I can try and make a second bow and then attach it here. If that doesn't work, who needs a bow? So it's done. I think because I used the buttons from the original shirt, it did throw off some of the sizing a little bit, so that may have changed the sizing of the neck, and it definitely changed the facings for the neck. So when I make it with normal fabric, I'll have to bear that in mind. But at the moment I have plans to make it another one with another shirt that I have. So I am delighted. Also, did a little pin set curl. Did a little pin set curl, and 4 hours later, ta-da! I'm delighted with this as well. So have any of you made one of these patterns? Let me get it. This one. Have any of you made them? I've seen a few on Instagram. That's the one that I went with. But I would like to try this one. Since as I'm going to Scotland, I need to be warm and toasty because it's apparently quite windy, and I think this one would be handy. And now that I've got these new vintage pants, I want to wear everything with them. Yeah, let me show you those as well. Yay! So thank you for watching along, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!